We are on day 4, looking at our W and F sounds this week. Remember that when you have a W and an H next door to each other, usually the H goes silent and you just hear the W sound. There are, remember, we learned about earlier in the week, some exceptions where it's the W that goes silent, but most of the time it's the H that goes silent in words like whistle, when, and where. When the P and the H go next to each other, you get a very strange combination because you don't get your P or your H, you get a F sound, like in photo and phantom and dolphin. Let's have a quick look at our tricky words that we've been learning because we're going to be reading and writing some sentences today, so we need to know our tricky words. These are the ones that we have learned over the last couple of weeks. We've got I know what I'm going to do is I'm going to say a word and you're going to point to it on the screen. So see if you can remember them. Can you find me one? That's right, it's this one. Can you find oh? Yes. Can you find some? Yes, it's this one. Can you find out? That's it, up here. Have. This one. And said, last but not least, up at the top there. That's one we see a lot, isn't it? We've got 3 new tricky words to introduce you to today. And this one uses one of our new sounds. This is the word what. What. It's a tricky word because of this A that sounds like an O. It doesn't follow our phonic patterns. This bit does. It makes that wa sound. But this bit makes an R instead of an A sound. What? Next we have got another one using our new W sound. It's when. W-E-N. When. And this word is there. There. It's the word when you say something is over there. It's pointing at a position, a place. There. So you've got your th and then an E-R-E, there. So it's a tricky word. It doesn't follow the normal phonic patterns. It's difficult to decode. So we just have to learn these words. We've got an activity for you to do today. There are 2 sheets to download with a F sheet and there's a W sheet that look like this. You need a dice for this activity. You're going to roll the dice and whichever number you get, that's the sentence you're going to read, and you're going to repeat that as many times as you can to read all the sentences. And when you're reading your sentence, remember, you start by working out each word one at a time using your phonics or your tricky words. And if you come across a tricky word, you might want to do a wiggly underline, remember, to help you to remember it's a tricky word when you get to it. And once you've got all your words and worked out what they all say, go back and read the sentence again so you can think about the sense of the sentence and the meaning of the sentence. When you're working out all the words, sometimes you forget what the first word was and then you kind of forget what the sentence was about because you're so busy working out your phonics. So we're going to do that for the first sheet and the worksheet. Have a go at reading those sentences using your dice. Then we are going to write some sentences. So you need a pencil or a paper, you need or a whiteboard and a pen. You're going to write these 3 sentences. The first 2 sentences go together and they're using our W words. What is that? Is it a wheel? What is that? Is it a wheel? I'll say it again in a minute, but before I do, just remember that what is a tricky word that we've just learned today, and that both of the sentences that we've just read are questions, so they will need a question mark. They also need a capital letter at the beginning of each sentence. So let's have a go again. What is that? Is it a wheel? If you need to pause to give yourself a chance to write that, pause now. Okay, I'm going to read that sentence one more time so you can check what you have written. What is that? Is it a wheel? And then we're going to move on to the next sentence. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 words, and 2 of them are long words, so be ready for it. The sentence we're going to write is, this elephant can say the alphabet. This elephant can say the alphabet. And that's, you can have a full stop at the end, or you could put an exclamation mark, which shows that somebody is excited about something. You don't often get elephants that can say the alphabet. This elephant can say the alphabet. If you want to pause to write that down, pause now. Okay, I will read it one more time so you can check what you've written. This elephant can say the alphabet. Now let's have a look what that should look like. Get yourself a different coloured pencil or pen so you can correct your writing if you made any mistakes. What is that? So what gets a capital W, and remember it's that W sound we've been learning, so it's a W and an H. And it's a tricky word. It's not an O in there that makes that R sound, it's an A. What is, that's very straightforward, that. Don't forget the question mark. And then another capital letter, because it's another sentence, it's after a question mark. Is it a wheel? So for wheel, we need that W sound. You need the digraph for the E, and then L, question mark at the end. This, capital letter for this, elephant. Elephant. That's quite a difficult word to write. Can say. Now say, remember, has got that A digraph that we've learned. Can say the alphabet. Another difficult one to write, alphabet. And I put an exclamation mark on the end. So once you have corrected your work with a different colour, take a photograph of it and upload it for your teacher. And we'll come back tomorrow for some more phonics.